Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Give me a second to get this all together. Hello, 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 everyone. As you come into the room, please share this video, this interview. I'm going to make sure that I can share it out to a few of my groups. So please share, 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 and then we'll get started. Welcome to Bald Life Magazine, Living a Bald Life. I'm so excited. There we are. Okay, let me start sharing here real quick. Let's see, guys. I want to make sure that we can get everybody on with us. Thank you for joining us tonight. Share, share, share. I got one more group I need to share with. Let's see. Yeah, one more. And then we're going to get started. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Almost ready. Okay, there we are. Thank you for joining us. There we go. Hello, 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 everyone. Gonna give everybody a minute to jump on with us and come on in the room and share this video. I did start a little early. Just want to give myself a chance to kind of share, share to all the groups and all that. But good evening, everyone. My name is Jamie Elmore. I am the editor-in-chief of Bald Life Magazine. Editor-in-chief of Bald Life Magazine. For some of my babies, I am their alopecia auntie, and I'm also known as the alopecia confidence coach. All these titles, hey, I wear a lot of hats. I mean, what am I supposed to say? But I'm just excited to be here. Let me give you guys a little context about our show, what we're going to be talking about on tonight. But we do this show every single Friday. Actually, it's growing to be about two times a week. Actually, we have so many people that want to share their stories, but Bald Life Magazine is a platform for men, women, and children that are bald due to alopecia, cancer, medically induced, or simply by choice. This platform is for them to share their stories, to stand in their truth, and to unapologetically rock their crown. I don't believe that there's another platform out there that's like ours, that provides a safe space for the hair loss community. I think we're the only one that has a community like this. I mean, there's a lot of other groups, but they don't do what we do. But we all have one common goal, and that common goal is to bring more awareness, to show support, and to just provide a voice for people. And that's the main goal for the Bald Life Magazine. But let me tell you guys a little bit about alopecia. Alopecia is a autoimmune disease. It's where your immune system attacks your hair follicle and causes your hair to fall out. There are 6.8 million people in the US, 147 million people worldwide that have this disease. And I tell people all the time that alopecia is not contagious, so you can't catch it by standing next to someone that looks like me and my beautiful guest. It doesn't discriminate, meaning that anybody can get this disease. Doesn't matter your age, your gender, or your race. It can just show up. I like to describe alopecia. I like to say that it's rude. It doesn't have any manners. It just shows up. Just shows up out of nowhere, and you're like, what is this? What is going on? What's happening with me? I know I felt that way when I was dealing with alopecia, but there's different types of alopecia. There's alopecia areata, where you find just bald spots throughout your head. Sometimes men can find bald spots in their beard. Then there's alopecia totalis, where you just lose the hair on your head. And then there is alopecia universalis, and that's pretty much where I am, where you lose all body hair. And I'll just pull out this disclaimer. You guys may notice that I may be sniffing or wiping my nose. That's because I don't have any nose hairs. Yes, I said it. No nose hairs. With alopecia universalis, you can lose your eyelashes, eyebrows, nose hairs. I mean, just all the hair on your entire body. And so that is me. So forgive me for sniffing or wiping my nose on tonight, because I will be doing enough of that. I will, definitely, but maybe not too much. But I'm just excited to have my beautiful sister here with me on tonight. How are you, Joanne?
I am fine, Miss Jamie. Thank you so much for having me here today.
I'm so honored. Man, I feel like I've been knowing you for years, but I think we just met, was it about a year and a half ago or almost 2 years ago?
Almost 2 years ago.
We met at the at our support group meeting, right?
Yes.
And you just fit right in too. I have to say that. I remember that day. You were just as beautiful and just kind of figuring out what was going on, who were all these people around us. And I just thank you for just coming and being a part of our community. Just appreciate that. But I'm just honored to have you here tonight to share your story. And I don't take it lightly, because you don't have to. You don't have to tell your story. And I tell people all the time that our story is not our story. Our story is for somebody else. And what happens is, anytime we share our story, there's healing that takes place in our own individual lives, but there's a lot of healing that takes place on the other end for the individuals that hear our stories. And so I know for sure that you will share some information that will impact and encourage someone else. So let's just start talking a little bit here, sis. I want to know, just kind of give us insight on when you noticed your hair falling out. What was going on in your life when you first noticed your hair falling out?
All right. Actually, my hair, before I realized what was happening, my hair was really growing. I had real pretty curls, and I was taking a shower one day, and my hair was wet, and I put my hand in my head, and when I looked, I had 2 hands full of hair, just like that. And I didn't know what to do, where it came from. So that's how I noticed, but my hair was growing this way, but the crown was getting thinner and thinner. So I had a big hole back here in my hair.
In the shower. I've heard stories of people saying they were in the shower, they looked down on the drain, and there their hair was, or like you said, in your hand. I can't even imagine what that would feel like to see that happening, right in front of you, So your hair, you noticed your hair in your hand. So over time, did you know, was the spot getting bigger? Like you said, it was at the top of your head. Was it getting bigger? Was it getting thinner? Kind of talk to us about the journey of the progression of your hair loss.
Well, I actually noticed that I thought maybe I was parting my hair wrong, or parting it too much, that it was causing the center to be thinner because I was growing my hair out, but that wasn't it at all. So I was using different hair creams, I was buying all kinds of things to try to make this part of my hair grow. It was growing this way. It was like to here.
Wow.
But here, it was just a hole. So then I started wearing my hair up in a, big fat braid and trying to do other things to camouflage it.
Oh my goodness. Wow. And we as Black women, we know how to camouflage. I call it masquerade, thinking of all the different styles that we can do to kind of just mask what's going on. So what got you to the point to where you made the decision to go to the doctor? Did you go to the doctor and did they give you a diagnosis?
I called the same day that I had all this hair in my hand. I got an appointment with the dermatologist, but I had cut my hair off. I had just made it kind of even. before I went. And she said that was the right thing to do so she could get a better look at my scalp. And as soon as she saw my scalp, she says, well, this is what you have. And this is what I can offer you.
And what did she offer you?
There was a medication, injections that I could get, the steroid injections. I declined. And there was a pill that I could take. And she said, well, on women, we don't know the effects of this medication on a woman's body.
Mm.
So I said, no, thank you. And I just came home.
So, wow. So the injections, I'm glad you didn't do the injections because I did. They're very uncomfortable, painful, and it's steroids. I remember that moment when that happened to me. And then you said she recommended pills for you, and they didn't have any data as
No,
far as how women react
how it
to that.
affects a woman's body. Yes.
Well, you did right. I wouldn't have took it either.
No.
I wouldn't have took it either. So when you came home, now you've been diagnosed with alopecia. What was going on with you mentally and psychologically? Were you able to grasp that you had this disease? I mean, talk to us about what was happening with you mentally.
Emotionally, I was just plain upset. Part of me was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose all my hair. This is androgenic alopecia, female pattern baldness. I'm going to look like a guy with the bald spot in his head. Thinking about, well, how's my husband what is he gonna say? How am I gonna feel? Just a zillion questions and feelings at one time.
So what did your husband say? How long did it take you to tell him, or did he know immediately? Did he tell something was going on?
I told him as soon as I came back from the doctor, and he said, okay. I says, well, are you gonna really love me with no hair? He said, girl, I ain't marry you for your hair.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
He said, yes, of course. And that was it.
Wow. So did you have any girlfriends that you were able to talk to about what was going on?
I had a few friends that I would share how I was feeling. And what I learned is that sometimes it's better just not to share because everybody can't walk in my shoes. So the understanding was not there. Empathetic, yes, because they love me, but the understanding was not there.
So when you say the understanding, you mean as far as understanding what the condition was, or the understanding of how it was affecting you?
Understanding how it was affecting me. They love me to this day, but I had a hard time putting into words exactly what that meant to me and how I was feeling about it. So I just stopped sharing. I just stopped sharing.
So, but okay, let's unpack that for a second, because I went through something similar to that with my girlfriends. What was their responses? Was it more so, were they telling you, were they making comments like it's just hair? I mean, give me some examples of.
Might be, they were, well, I can't see it. You're beautiful. I can't see it. And yet I wanted to, talk about my feelings,
Wow. I understand.
Yeah.
I do. So you came to a point to where, like you said, you were covering your head. Did you ever wear wigs or anything like that?
No hair accessories. I bought a lot of material to make all kind of head wraps but no hair accessories.
Good for you.
No, wasn't gonna do that.
Awesome. I wish I could have did that, because when I was wearing my wigs, it was too much. It was just, they were hot, and I just didn't feel like myself. It was just too much. So what made you decide to just, man, I'm just gonna shave all the rest of it? What happened and made you say, this is what I'm gonna do? Talk to us about that.
I found a really nice barber, and I had been going to him to get my hair lined up. And when COVID came, I had to buy some clippers and I was learning how to. And then it just dawned on me one day that I'm not going to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. So then I started reading about how you shave your head as a woman. And then I found, other support on Facebook and just watching the women and what they did. I'm like, I can do that. And so one day I called my barber, made an appointment, told him what we were doing. I got my face made up, my lashes, my lipstick, because I wanted to look in the mirror. And when I came out and say, yes, girl, you got it. And that's what I did.
Wow. And you are absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
Just beautiful.
Thank you.
My goodness. Wow. So what would you say to a woman that has just recently got diagnosed? What words of encouragement would you say to them?
I would say to her or a gentleman that you are not your hair. God made you just the way you are. You are already intelligent. You're already beautiful and handsome. You're already the whole being of yourself. And when you free yourself up from the hair part, you get to see all of you. You look different. You look just glowy and beautiful.
Wow, that's awesome. So how has alopecia affected your life?
Alopecia has given me a feeling of self-confidence and esteem that I've never had before. I've always been tall and shapely. I can walk my own path. And when I decided to cut my hair off, I felt free, unbothered, and even more beautiful. So that is what alopecia has given me. This huge sense of I can take up the room.
I like it. You said unbothered. Okay.
Free, unbothered, and even more beautiful. That's who I am.
I know that's right. Yes. We need to put that on a t-shirt. Unbothered.
Yes. I might do that.
Yes, unbothered. So I guess what would you say? What have you gained? What have you gained and what have you lost? Have you gained or lost anything? I mean, with this whole journey, with going through alopecia, what has it done for you? I mean, I know we talked about it a little bit, but from as far as a woman, did you feel like your femininity had been affected at all? Talk to us about just your mindset around this whole thing. Now you're bald, you're walking in the room with a new boldness, a new level of confidence. Talk to us about how do you feel right now about this new life?
Right now, I feel absolutely wonderful. I can just go through that whole list of I feel beautiful, I feel even smarter, I feel great, all of that. When I walk in the room, I'm the one that gets noticed because I'm different than everybody else.
Now, you're so right. And you sound like you have an amazing husband, because I talk to a lot of women where number one, their husband don't even know, or they're fearful of showing their husband what is going on. And I think that true intimacy is more than it's not the physical act. You know what I'm saying? I think intimacy is being able to be transparent and share all of yourself with your spouse.
Yes.
And it sounds like you have an amazing husband, and he's been there.
Very supportive and loving. All of our children gave me, oh, you look great. Oh, I see you doing that. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. My sister friends, once I got to this point, all just wonderful, supportive.
I absolutely love it. So what areas in your life do you see changing, as far as, do you see yourself being more active, in an active role as far as sharing more awareness concerning alopecia? Talk to us about what do you plan on, or what are you doing now to spread more awareness and support for other women?
Every now and again, in the grocery store or somewhere, a woman will say, "Oh, are you in treatment?" I'm like, no, I'm not in treatment. I have alopecia and I decided to just cut the rest of my hair off. And then it'll take a second for that to soak in. And she says, "Well, okay, all right, I get it, I get it." Or I'll get, and I take that time to use that as a teaching moment. And that makes a big difference for people.
Hmm. Wow, that's awesome. You sound like you just have a great support system and a great outlook
Yes,
on the situation, because so many women, and you see it in all of our groups. Well, most of our groups, there's still some women that are dealing with change, but a lot of us have made that decision to just walk in the newness, you
yes,
know,
yes,
to just unapologetically rock, our crown and just be who we
yes,
are, with confidence and with grace.
yes, yes.
And you are just absolutely amazing. But let's jump over to some fun.
All right.
I know that you got a copy of the magazine.
Woo.
So, so you being a woman rocking her crown,
Yes.
what would you say? How impactful would you say this magazine can be for someone dealing with hair loss? What do you think it could? How can it change somebody's life or
This
encourage them?
magazine, let me tell you, this magazine, first of all, you can't go to an online magazine or a hard copy magazine anywhere and find a face that looks like yours and a crown that looks like yours. It just doesn't exist. So for someone who is going through alopecia, this is a great tool because you are so glamorous on here. That will help her to think, oh, I can be glamorous too. And then
Mhm.
she'll start that journey about how do I get there?
Yes, yes. And did you love all the different array of people, the men, the women, and the children
Oh,
from the different
yes.
ethnic groups?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. I can't wait for some more.
They're coming too. It's
Good.
coming. Yes, it's coming. Yeah, and I talk about the magazine because, like you said, it's a great tool, and I
Yes.
think it's a great healing tool for people
Yes.
because when we go in the stores, like you said, go online, we don't see any magazines with bald
No,
people. I
no,
mean,
no.
it's going to encourage our babies, our teenagers, our children, men and women to be able to pick up a magazine where you can identify with the
Yes.
person and say, you know what, I'm beautiful enough to be in a magazine.
Yes.
Okay, to
Absolutely.
be in the magazines.
Absolutely.
It's just amazing. And then we have the different writers, talking about how to draw on your eyebrows. I mean, health
Yes.
and wellness, fitness,
Yes.
all of that. And so I just have to throw that little commercial in there real quick and encourage everyone to go to balllifemagazine.com
Yes.
and get you a copy
Yes.
offline. Let's go ahead and purchase you a copy offline. So as we close, are there any words that you would like to share? Is there anything on your heart that you would like to share with our audience?
What I'd like to share is that um, we live life every day, and in that we deal with all kinds of medical issues and emotional and mental health issues. I would say first and foremost, take care of your mental health
Mm,
because it's so very important. There is no shame in having a therapist.
I know that's
There
right.
is no shame in taking care of yourself and acknowledging where you are emotionally. And then find somebody to talk with can be, they will understand where you are.
Mm, that's good.
Yeah, and
That's
then
good.
walk your walk.
Yes. Yes. You just made me think when you talked about our mental health. I know for me, going through alopecia every now and then, I deal with depression. And I
Mhm.
think sometimes we are ashamed of that. We don't want to talk about that,
Yeah.
but it's real. And like you
Oh
said,
yeah.
find somebody that you can talk to, get you a therapist, especially when you're dealing with hair loss. You need a therapist. You need
Oh
somebody that can
yes.
help you, you can bounce things off of, and they can help
Yes.
you realize that you ain't going crazy.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if it were not for you, and I'm being totally honest, if it were not for you, I would not have seen a woman with alopecia and known that she had alopecia and know that she can have a full life, because society says you must have hair, you must have, you must have, you must have. But because of you and the alopecia support group and all the wonderful people that I've met, my transition was not as traumatic as it could have been.
Wow.
I really, really, really thank you. I honestly do.
Oh, that is so good to hear. You just made me think about something. You came to our documentary
Yes.
release. Talk to the people about that. What was that like to see a documentary? Let's talk about it.
Being there in the at the event, it was like magic. This event was just on fire. And then to see so many people coming in with hair, without hair, everybody was just, on fire. And then to see the documentary and the room got so quiet. It's like, I know in that moment when that room fell quiet, that everybody's heart was touched by the stories that were told. It was just amazing. I wish everybody could see it. I really, really do.
We're working on that right now. The documentary is in the film festival circuit. Once it finishes that in December, our goal is to put it on several platforms: Amazon, Roku, all the streaming devices, platforms at least. So then more people will be able to see that amazing documentary. And like you said, just to see all the different stories, different ethnic groups, children, men, women. It was simply amazing. And the team that put that together, I wouldn't have been able to do it myself. I mean, it took a serious team to make that happen. And so stay tuned, everyone. Harmony, that's the name of the documentary, Harmony Alopecia Stories, will be coming to a streaming device near you soon.
Very soon.
Probably in 2021. So, wow, that's awesome. Well, sis, I want to thank you again for for being here, for sharing your story, and for just being transparent.
Yes.
And just who you are, just your essence, just your presence is healing.
Oh,
just your presence is healing.
By the grace of God.
Yes, yes. So thank you so much. And to all of our listeners, just want you to know that you're not alone. There's support out here for you. There's an alopecia support group. There's the Baldy movement. There's so many organizations and groups that are here and available that can walk you through your journey, because you definitely are not alone. Definitely are not alone. And please, I encourage everyone to go to the website and purchase our magazine, Bald Life Magazine. Please purchase that. So that can be another tool for you. Put that in your tool bag and you pull that out and see yourself.
Christmas
in the magazine. Yes, yes. So please go out and support us and help us continue the work that we are doing. And we will be back for another interview coming up in a few days. So and then also I gotta throw this in there. Please remember to follow us on Instagram. Our YouTube channel is Bald Life TV. Please follow us on Bald Life TV YouTube as well, and Facebook as well. So everyone have a good night. And Miss Joanne, thank you again, sweetie, for being here. And I will see you around Facebook land.
Yes.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.